Morning everyone, my name's Amy. I'm from Project 12 Architecture, and this morning I'm going to be presenting a project we did for Cowes Primary School. So the project is located in Phillip Island in the township of Cowes, which is approximately 2 hours from Melbourne, and the school site, pointer you can see there in the red, is in the main township of Cowes itself. And I guess you can see it's quite relevant to the discussion of steel and a robust material very close to the sea, so the material palette really needed to be robust and stand up to this coastal setting and also the educational environment. So the client was the Victorian School Building Authority, and the school were awarded $5.5 million in the 2019 state budget, and the brief was for a competition grade gymnasium. This provided an amazing opportunity for the school and the broader community, and the principal, Rod McKenzie, who you see jumping for joy there on the left, was a huge influence and advocate for the project. Oh, what have I done? Sorry. And really understood the need for this type of facility on the island. The school had outgrown their existing gym, and they had no space to accommodate the whole school in one space. And the local YMCA was the only other public court on the island, and it was worn and dated. So Rod was clear from the start that the new facility really had to benefit both the school and the broader community. So siting was key to finding a successful way to achieve a good outcome on this project. Mouse key's not working, but this is the school site, and it's quite a unique site for a public school, with the school having many assets that a lot of state schools would be really envious of, including the pool that you can see there to the northwest, and this large area of native bushland to the southwest corner, which the school called the community sanctuary. So the sanctuary was rarely used by the school, and we wanted to explore ways to improve this interaction and connection. And so through close consultation with the school, the VSBA and the broader community, it was determined that the best, just going to keep going, location to site the gym was to the northern edge of the sanctuary and in between this kind of buffer between the existing pool site and the landscape. And this provided ideal access for a separate connection for the community, so using an existing gravel car park so that the community could have separate access and not disrupt the main school. We also looked at providing pathways back to the main school campus and establishing the sanctuary as a meaningful path of access, which was previously underutilised. It also created a logical sporting hub on the site with close proximity to the pool, existing hard courts and the oval. And then also, very importantly, kind of re-establish this connection with the native landscape, creating views out and opportunities for external teaching spaces within the space, within those areas. So I guess the brief was quite prescriptive and the budget was quite tight, so it sort of predetermined a pretty rational plan. We've got the single-storey volume to the north, which accommodates community entrance, kitchen, foyer with access out to the pool, and change facilities which were shared between both the gym and the pool. You see the main gym space with bleacher seating to the south, with framed views and intentional aspect and outlook out to the native landscape. And then day-to-day access is located to the northeast corner for the school, coming from this accessible pathway that we established. Then the provision of stores, sports stores, and which could sort of serve both the hard courts and the gym. And then finally, the music room centrally on that east elevation, which is on a raised floor, so that can serve as a stage and performing a space for performances and assemblies, and that opens out to this external amphitheatre and teaching space, which is nestled into the edge of the sanctuary. So an important consideration was, how do we place a relatively large building on the edge of this native landscape and native bushland? And so we worked really closely with the landscape architect, Simon Ellis, to see how we could touch the surrounding landscape as lightly as possible. So a gravel path was established around the perimeter of the building, providing this sort of permeable pathway. And then this narrow strip of garden bed was sort of mediated between that path and the existing landscape. And so we populated that garden bed with plant species which were native found already within the sanctuary, and lined that with weed matting to prevent kind of further invasive species growing. And then as you kind of walk into the sanctuary, we provided a new pathway to connect with an existing pathway that was already within the sanctuary. And as you move back into the landscape, the building starts to dissolve and disappear. The building, the external materials had to be robust and utilitarian, but also recessive, with the intention to settle this 8-metre high building into the surrounds as much as we could. We utilised existing clearings within the landscape to form these external teaching spaces and plant more native plants which will grow over time and blend within the existing landscape. And then primarily the external building is grounded by this black band, which is comprised of pre-finished cement sheet and steel fascia. Lighter, more reflective materials are used on top, primarily the steel custom wall cladding, which is obviously really important in terms of this coastal environment, provided a really economical solution for us, and it was kind of one of the materials that we first thought we needed to use for this building. So you can see that there. This black band that continues around. Then also a use of Damplon cladding, which provides this diffuse light internally, but then also allows the building to glow and act as a beacon for the community use at night. Internally, framed views back out to the pool, change rooms which are kind of serving both the pool and the gym. You can see here the use of the steel portal frame and its raw galvanised finish, just embracing that kind of robust aesthetic. Those framed views back out to the landscape. Mindful and out of time, but I'll just keep clicking through. And then just to really offset by the warm palette of the sports floor and the plywood cladding, just to really refine, pared back material palette. So yeah, I think ultimately, this is a project that not only gave the school the state of grief, but just provided uplift to their existing facilities, including the pool and the landscape, and a place where they can all hang out and 500 kids can enjoy. So thank you. Thank you.